Okay everyone, for our assignment, you need to find a partner to report our next topic, donor stats. Okay guys, don't forget your assignment. Class dismissed.
Okay po, sir. Thank you po. Ano nga ulit yung topic natin para sa reporting?
Donor stocks, ang dami naman ito.
Grabe, oo nga, ang dami nga. So, bale, ito yung sa akin. Then, ito yung sa'yo. Tara, i-search nga natin.
So, hello everyone. I'm Professor Ormasa. So, ang topic ko today is about donor stocks. So, sa nakikita nyo sa akin PowerPoint is donation. Ito yung binibigyan natin ng voluntarily without expecting any payment. So, ang example ko dito is yung sa simbahan, nagbigay ka ng 100K. Hindi ka nag-expect na bayaran ka ng simbahan ng 100K after a month. Ginawa mo yun yung kusang loob to help or bilang pasasalamat at walang obligasyon yung tumanggap na bayaran ka sa kahit anong way, money or service. Dito naman sa pangalawa is transfer covered. Dito naman is give a voluntary transfer of property from one person to another without any consideration or compensation. Dito is ang pag nagbenta ka ng property, example, buy at lupa na mababang halaga, yung transaction or bilihin nyo ay magko-consider na donation o minsan ginagawa talaga yun para mas mababa ang tax na bayaran compare sa totoong presyo. Isa pa example is yung bahay mo, nagkakahalaga ng 1 million. Binenta mo lang ng 300K. Magko-consider siya para sa tax donation kasi bawat property mag-specific amount na dapat bayaran na tax. Ginagawa yung pagde-declare ng mababang bilihan para ligtas sa mataas na tax kasi pagtaas ng value, pagtaas ng tax. So, dito naman tayo sa kinds of donation. So, dito naman sa donation inter vivos, ito yung date of donation. Yung kasulatan sa inter vivos, tas need na acceptance ng donee para magkaroon ng visa and donation. So, yung example dito is, yung donor is si nanay. Gumawa lang date of donation upang i-distribute na ang kanyang mga lupain sa kanyang mga anak habang siya pa ay buhay upang hindi na ito pagawayan at pagsimula ng sumbatan. Magkakaroon lamang ito ng bisa kung tatanggapin ng mga anak ang pinamahal ng lupain sa kanilang ina sa kanila. So, kung okay na sa first, punta naman tayo sa pangalawa. Ito naman yung donation mortis causa. So, kung nababasa niyo sa PowerPoint, ito naman yung equivalent of a transfer in contemplation of debt under the tax code. Ito naman is para sa pamana. So, example dito is, may malubhang sakit ang isa sa pamilya mo. Itatransfer na niya yung property sa'yo before siya mamatay para mabawasan yung babayaran sa tax. So, ito yung transfer contemplation. Yung mortis causa, ito yung tawag sa transaction na ginagawa na maging effective lang after mamatay ng tao na magdo-donate o magbibigay ng property sa'yo. Isa pang example is yung testament or procedure ng paghahati-hati ng property. So, in short, ito yung tungkol sa mga decision at transaction na nangyayari after mamatay ang isang tao. So, proceed naman tayo sa formal requisites of donation. Sa first is movable. Ito yung anything na nagalaw na iilipat. So, sa Article 748, na-explain lang na ang mga donation daw ng mga movable item ay pwedeng oral or sinasabi lang. or pwedeng written na may kasulatan. So example, bigay ko na sa yung libro, oral yon. Donation siya kasi binigay ko lang hindi kita pinabayaran. So yung written naman, ito yung gagawa pa ng letter na nagsasabi na I'm giving you the book with all of my consent as a gift. So dito naman sa immovable, ito yung tulad ng bahay lupa. So meaning, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-donate or ibigay as gift without any written. Kasi pag walang document or contract, hindi valid donation yun So, yung summarize ng Article 749 states that the donation or immovable property must be documented in writing, such as a contract or deed. This requirement helps ensure the clarity and legal validity of the donation, providing a clear record of the agreement between the donor and the recipient. So, the next one is the gift tax. Ito naman is the tax imposed on the transfer of property by way of donation or gift. So, dito naman is the gift tax is based on the fair market value of the property at the time of the donation. Yung buwis ay kinokolekta na BIR at karaniwang binabayaran sa loob ng 30 days mula sa date ng donation. So, dito naman tayo sa power to impose tax. So, dito is a power to impose a gift tax na nagpapahintulot sa pamahalaan na makabuo ng kita mula sa paglipat ng mga ari-arian sa pamamagitan ng mga gift o donation. So, yung kita ng gift sa buwis ay ginagamit upang magbayad para sa mga pampublikong service at programa. So, tulad ng pagpapaunlad ng education, pangangalaga sa kalusugan at militar. So, ayun yung ibig sabihin ng power to impose tax. So, proceed naman tayo sa nature of gift tax. So, sa first bullet naman, ito yung the nature of gift tax in Philippine law. Ito yung isang beses na buwis na binabayaran ng donor o ng taong nagbibigay ng regalo sa oras ng donasyon. Ito yung naman naka-separate tax from other taxes and is based on the fair market value of the property. Next bullet, ito yung gifts in favor of religious institutions are now included in the exemptions from donors tax. So, dito guys, ito yung ibig sabihin na ito yung kung ang isang tao ay nag-donate ng pera, ari-arian o anumang iba pang asset, sa isang relihiyosong institution, hindi nila kailangan magbayad ng buwis ng donor sa regalong iyon. Proceed na tayo sa two kinds of gift tax. The first one is a donor's gift tax. So, ibibigay ko sa inyo yung key points regarding donor's tax. So, dito yung pagbuwis ng donor ay ipinapataw sa taong nagbigay ng donasyon o gift na kilala bilang donor. Ito na may naakop sa parehong mga individual o mga corporation. So, the next one is yung buwis ng donor ay kinakalculate based on sa halaga na pamilihin ng ari-arian o asset na inililipat bilang gift. So, dito naman sa donor's gift tax, ito na yung guys yung as the donor or recipient of a gift, sa pangkalahatan ay wala ka dapat direktang pananagutan sa buwis o obligasyon na magbayad ng buwis sa regalo o anumang tulad ng buwis na may kaugnayan sa pagtanggap ng gift. However, mahalagang tandaan din natin na maaaring may iba pang mga implikasyon sa buwis para sa ginagawa such as income tax if the gift received generates income that is subject to income taxation. Last topic is donor's tax distinguished from estate tax. So dito, pag ang donor ay ang taong nagbigay ng regalo at tapos ay ang taong tumanggap nito, ang buwis ay nakabatay sa patas na halaga sa pamilihan ng ari-arian sa oras ng regalo. At ang donor ang may pananagutan sa pagbayad ng buwis. So, yung estate tax on the other hand ay pinapataw sa paglipat na netong ari-arian sa isang namatay na tao. Ang buwis sa ari-arian ay batay sa halaga ng ari-arian sa pag-aari ng yumao. sa oras ng kamatayan. So, hindi siya deduction. So, ang buwis sa ari-arian ay binabayaran ng ari-arian ng namatay na tao bago matanggap ang mga tagapagmana o mga beneficiaries ang kanilang bahagi ng ari-arian. So, ang buwis ng donor ay isang buwis na ipinapataw sa mga regalong ibinigay sa panahon ng buhay ng donor, habang ang buwis ng ari-arian ay isang buwis na ipinapataw sa paglipat ng mga ari-ariya sa pagkamatay ng isang tao. Ang parehong mga buwis ay nakabatay sa halaga ng ari-arian na inililipat. Ngunit, ang mga kaganapan sa pagbubuwis ay mga nagbabayad ng buwis ay magkakaiba. So, ayun guys, tapos na ang aking topic about the donor's tax. So, sana marami kayong natutunan. Thank you for watching!
Good afternoon po, Attorney Bella. We're student po from PLP. Hingi lang po sana kami ng idea about sa report namin. Ano po yung mga includes sa gift?
Okay, so yung mga includes sa gift, ito yung mga real, personal, tangible, and intangible properties. So, based dito sa book nyo, ito yung mga intangible properties within the Philippines. So, may idea na ba kayo sa real, personal, and tangible properties?
Yes po, kasi nakatalaran ako namin siya ng chapter 1.
Okay, pwede nyo ba siyang i-explain sa akin?
Yung real properties po is yung something attached inside, like building and machines.
Yung personal property naman po, yung global property like alahas, kotse.
Yung tangible naman.
Yung tangible po is yung physical properties, like furniture,
Okay, very good. So, ngayon, itatakal ko naman sa inyo yung mga intangible properties within the Philippines. So, first, if the franchise is exercisable in the Philippines, so it is considered to be an intangible property within the Philippines. Second, if your shares, obligations, or bonds issued by any corporation or sociedad anonima organized or constituted in the Philippines in accordance with its laws, so it is also considered to be an intangible property within the Philippines.
Attorney, ano po yung sociedad anonima?
Yung sociedad anonima, it refers to partnership corporation. Then, another, if your shares, obligations, or bonds issued by any foreign corporation, but 85% of the business is located in the Philippines, so consider pa rin siya as intangible property within the Philippines. Kasi kahit na foreign corporation siya, pero meron siyang 85% na business dito sa Philippines, so considered siya as intangible property within the Philippines. Next, if the shares, obligations, or bonds issued by any foreign corporation have acquired a business situs here in the Philippines, so it is also considered as an intangible property within the Philippines. Alam niyo na ba yung situs?
Yes po, Attorney. Yung situs po is yung business located.
Okay. Lastly, if your shares or rights in any partnership, business, or industry established in the Philippines, so it is also considered as an intangible property within the Philippines.
Attorney Bella, ano naman po sa coverage of donor's tax?
Okay, yung dyan sa coverage of donor's tax, may dalawa, yung citizenship or residence, then yung non-resident alien. Kapag citizen or resident yung donor, taxable siya or yung property niya situated within or without the Philippines. While kapag non-resident alien naman, taxable siya or yung property niya within the Philippines only. Then kapag resident yung donor, yung gross gift niya, it composed of real, personal, tangible, and intangible property within or without the Philippines. While yung non-resident alien naman, yung gross gift niya composed of real, personal, tangible, and intangible property within the Philippines only. So, yung mga property, taxable siya or part pa rin yan ng gross gift unless may reciprocity para hindi maging taxable.
Attorney, may question lang po ako about sa reciprocity. Di ba po yung reciprocity, ito yung mutual exchange of privileges between state, business, or individual para po magkaroon ng respect and equal understanding ng agreement?
Yes, for instance, nag-usap yung Philippines o may mutual understanding sila ng Amerika na exempted yung isang intangible property dun sa country nila. So, yung non-resident alien who are subject of that country could be exempted in donor's tax in the Philippines.
Attorney Bella, paano naman po yung sa transfer subject to donor's tax?
Okay, so maaari mo bang basahin yung nasa book?
The tax code states that the tax shall apply whether the transfer is in trust or otherwise, whether the gift is direct or indirect, and whether the property is real or personal, tangible or intangible.
Okay, so that is the tax not on the property given as a gift, but a tax on the transfer of the property. And the transfer can be in any form. Gaya nga nung mga nabasa mo na merong trust, direct, indirect, real, personal, tangible, or intangible. Yung trust, ito yung pagbibigay ng gift o donation sa donee, not directly. Dahil kailangan mo dito ng another person na magsisilbing trust. Then, yung direct naman, ikaw mismo as a donor yung magbibigay ng gift sa donee. For instance, magkaharap kayong dalawa. So, si donor, ibibigay niya yung gift niya directly sa donee, which ikaw. So, yun, that's a direct gift. While yung indirect naman, ito yung pagbibigay ng gift indirectly to the donee.
Attorney Bello, ano naman po yung nature of transfer to be taxable?
Yung nature of transfer to be taxable, hindi lang siya tumutukoy sa paggawa ng titulo. Bagkus kasama rin dito yung pagpapasa ng ownership from one person to another. And kasama rin dito yung pagpapasa ng rights o pagpapatong ng interest. Pangalawa, nakukumpleto at nagiging taxable lamang yung transfer once na nasurrender na ni donor lahat ng legal rights niya sa mga properties niya na ibibigay niya kay donee o sa tagapagmana. At panghuli, ang batas o law ay hindi lamang tumutukoy sa proseso ng pagbabago ng titulo. Bagkus, ito'y isang daan upang magkaroon ng magandang pamamalakad sa ating mga properties na maaaring maging benepisyo sa ating ekonomiya.
Attorney, ano naman po yung mga essentials of taxable gift?
Okay, so may 4 requisites of donation for purposes of the donor's tax. First, yung capacity of the donor. So, dapat capable yung donor sa paggawa ng transfer and dapat ita-transfer lang niya kung anong meron siyang property. Dahil hindi naman tayo makakapagbigay ng kung anong wala sa atin, di ba?
Yes, po.
And yung tinitingnan natin ditong capacity ng donor is yung legal capacity. If capacitated na siya sa contract or not. So, we can say na capacitated na yung isang donor kapag nasa maayos na siyang pag-iisip or legal age na siya. So, when we talk about the legal capacity, it is about your capacity to enter into a contract. Second, donated intent or intent on the part of the donor to make a gift. So, dapat intention talaga ni donor na mag-transfer ng property kay donee with liberality and gratuitously, and wala dapat siyang inihintay na kapalit. Third, delivery, whether actual or constructive, of the subject matter of the gift. When we say actual, physically na ibigay kay donee yung property na donate ni donor. While yung constructive naman, although hindi nabigay yung property physically, but the ownership has already transferred the property to the donee. Lastly, acceptance of the gift by the donee. So, dapat may acceptance of the gift by the donee. Pero, may prerogative pa rin naman si donee if tatanggapin niya yung dinonate na property o hindi. Pero, kapag may acceptance kasi, that will cause the perfection of the contract of the donation. Overall, kailangan present yung apat na yan, yung capacity of the donor, donative intent, delivery, and the acceptance of the gift by the donee. Para masabi natin valid yung donation dahil kapag incomplete na yan or kapag walang acceptance, hindi magiging valid yung donation dahil yung acceptance nga, it perfects the whole donation or the gift.
Attorney, nasa ko pala. Ano ba sa completed gift?
Okay, just sa completed gift, may perfected tsaka completed. So, the transfer of property by gift is perfected from the moment the donor knows the acceptance of the donee. And if there's an acknowledgement, so the donation is perfected. While nagiging completed naman yung gift or yung donation kapag na-deliver na ito, whether actual or constructive sa donee. Then, take note nyo din dito na the completion of donation is done at the time of delivery, while the perfection of the donation is done at the acceptance. So, delivery is the completion, while the acceptance is your perfection. And that's all.
Thank you po, attorney.
Thank you din, and sana marami kayong natutunan at makatulong ito sa report niyo.
Capacity of the donor and the donee. It is referred to a requirement and legal capability to enter a valid contract. Example, in this case, if the donee is minor, it must accept the donation through the representative or guardian to be a substitute for important documents that need to be signed and to be proof that she has received an inheritance. Second, even the unborn children can receive the donation, and the people who would be their legal representative can accept it like his mother.
Good afternoon po, attorney. Nandito po ako tsaka po yung bunso ko pong anak.
Good afternoon. Kaya ako kayo pinatawag dito dahil may iniwang pamana sa kanyang ama. Ngunit hindi pa siya nasa wastong edad. Kaya kinakailangan niya ng consent mula sa iyo. Kailangan mong pirmahan ito upang makuha niya ang kanyang condominium, mga sasakyan at iba pa. Eto. Yan ang magpapatunay na nakuha niya ang kanyang pamana.
Okay na po, attorney.
Good afternoon po, attorney.
Good afternoon. Alam mo ba ang bahay na nandito?
Hindi po.
Kaya kami dito dahil may iniwang pamana ang iyong asawa sa inyong minadalang anak. Tagdaan mo ito, tandaan na receive mo ang inyong mga pamana. Yan. Dahil yan makuproseso na natin ang inyong mga pamana.
Donative intent, meaning the real desire is to contribute and give something for free and not anticipated anything in return, which means extending favor or right voluntarily. Example, his friend gave him an appreciation gift for being a good friend to him.
Uy, sis! Nakauwi ka na pala.
Biglaan lang nagkasakit ako.
Kailan pa?
Tsaka na natin yung pag-usapan, may importante lang akong sasabihin sa'yo.
Ano yun?
Nakikita ko yung nasa iyong harapan.
Ito? Oo.
Regalo ko yan sa'yo dahil naging mabuti kang kaibigan.
Uy, grabe ka, sis. Thank you. Kahit ang tagal natin din nakikita, isipan mo pa rin ako bigyan.
Transfer for less than an adequate and full consideration. The excess of the fair market value of the property as of the valuation date over the price or value consideration received by the decedent is includable in the transferor's gross estate. The adequacy of consideration received for a transfer is determined as of the date of the transfer, not at a later date, such as the transferor's death. Per purchase price payable in installment at a certain rate of interest. It means that are subject to donor's tax, while on the other hand, if you paid in full, is not subjected to the donor's tax. Example, suppose the actual price of a cell phone is 11,670. When you buy it in cash, its price is still the same. But when you buy a cell phone by installment, you are obligated to pay by week or per day, and its price is higher compared to SRP. Were owner compelled to sell to minimize his losses? The owner will be forced to sell his properties to minimize his uses, and since he sold it, it will not be subject to the donor's tax. Were shares of stock not listed and traded through the local stock exchange sold for less than their book value? It is said here that when the share of stock are sold, it not subject to the donor's tax, since it is considered as ordinary transaction, while on the other hand, when the state of stock is donated only, then it will be subject to the donor's tax. Consideration for transfer fictitious. If the transfer is non-faithful or similarly, then all the value of the properties to be transferred will be subject to the donor's tax. Gifts given out of gratitude. It says that the consideration is the reason why a gift of gratitude is made. Gratitude is not consideration value of something, because if you give someone gift out of gratitude, it just means that they did not something equal to the amount of your gift to them. Just like love and affection has no economic value, and that's not consideration. Example, the couple surprises each other as a way of showing how much they value each other's love and effort as they celebrate their anniversary.
Oh babe, ito na yung paborito mong ulam. Niluto ko talaga yun para sa'yo.
Aw, thank you, babe.
Pero wait lang ha, may luwan lang ako.
Sige.
Charan! Happy
Hello.
anniversary!
Hello, thank you,
Binili ko
babe.
talaga yun para sa'yo.
Sweet mo talaga. Ano to?
Buksan mo.
No, I think pinapangarap kong relo. Thank you, babe. Happy anniversary.
Welcome. Tara, kain na nga tayo.
Babe, anong problema? Malungkot ka ba?
Wala, hindi. Okay lang ako.
Ano akala mo wala akong bibigay sa'yo?
Hindi, ganyan ka talaga eh.
Meron akong bibigay sa'yo, ano ka ba? Ito.
Ano ba yan? Ano ba?
Promise rin ko sa'yo yan since anniversary natin.
Talaga ba?
Happy anniversary, babe.
Happy anniversary.
Love
Ano
you.
ba? Love you too.
Forgiveness of indebtedness. It is when you cancel someone's debt out of forgiveness or gift to his or her in particular reason. Example, because of the fire incident, the borrower has no ability to pay his debt. To understand the situation, you can disregard it and not charge to his debt.
Ako po.
Sis, ano nangyari sa'yo?
Ang magandang gabi. Tunugan kasi ako, wala akong matutuluyan. Pwede ba ako dyan makituloy?
O sige, tuloy ka.
Oh, tubig ka muna. Salamat ah. Nakakahiya. May utang pa ako sa'yo, pinatuloy mo ako.
Naku, huwag mo na intindihin yan. Ang mahalaga, ligtas ka. Tsaka yung mga utang na yan, madali na lang kitain yan.
Condonation solely for business consideration. It says that the condonation is like forgiveness, because when the debt is worthless and uncollectible, it is not donation. it is a debt, so they just forgive it. Example, someone has a debt to a company and really can't pay the debt. The company has a choice if just forgive it or not.
Gift of community or conjugal property. Ayon sa family code ay kinakailangan humingi ng pahintulot sa iyong partner bago ka mag-give or donate ng inyong conjugal property dahil pagmamay-ari din ng partner mo ito. Ito ay subject to gift tax or donor's tax. Ngunit maaari kang mag-give or donate kahit walang pahintulot sa iyong partner pero moderate donation lamang.
Kamusta naman yung work mo?
Yun, nakakapagod. Ang daming utos ni boss. Utos dyan, utos doon. Kaya ito, gutom na ako. Pagod pa.
Eh, yung kape, na-perfect mo na ba yung paggawa na?
Perfect ko na yung pagtimpla. Siyempre, pagalitan ako ng boss kung hindi. So ikaw, kamusta ka naman?
Ayun, sa work ko, encode pa rin ang encode. Nakakaantok nga eh, tsaka nakakatamad. Pero nagagawa ko pa rin naman yung mga pinapagawa sa akin ng boss ko. Tapos kanina pala, may narinig ako about sa conjugal property. Kamusta na pala yung kotseng binibenta natin?
Yun nga eh, wala pa din akong nahanap na bibili.
Uy, kuya. Graduate na ako next week. Ano regalo mo sa akin?
Mga pala, kapatid. Wait lang, pwede pag-isipan ko muna.
Sige, basta,
Bigla ka kasi.
basta siguro di may regalo ka sa akin. Ha?
Oo, ako bahala sa'yo.
Sige, thank you.
Ay, naalala ko nga pala. Magka-graduate na yung kapatid ko next month. Nag-iisip pa din ako ng ireregalo sa kanya. How about yung kotse na binibenta kaya natin? Okay lang ba?
Pwede naman, kasi may iba pa naman tayong kotse. Para sa akin, okay lang naman since graduation niya. Napaka-importanting occasion nun para sa kanya.
Kapatid! Kapatid! Congrats! Graduate ka na!
Thank you.
Maalala mo ba yung hinihiling mo regalo sa akin? Ito na yun, no?
Oh, legit ba?
Oo nga, para sa'yo yan.
Thank you.
Thank you, congrats.
Thank you.
Love you.
Donation between spouses. Lahat ng gift or donation nila sa kanilang kasal ay not taxable as gift. Ngunit ito ay prohibited sa mag-give in partner without a valid marriage.
Hi babe! Happy birthday! Kala mo nakalimutan ko, no? Tara, may surprise ako sa'yo sa labas.
Yun talaga?
Oo. Pikit mo muna mata mo.
Sige.
Tara! Dahan-dahan! Oh, dilat ka na. Surprise!
Ano to, babe? Hello? Totoo ba to?
Oo naman. Tara, try mo na.
Ito, motor? Wala, thank you, babe. I love you.
I love you too.
Wow!
Ayan, ang ganda. Nagustuhan mo ba?
Oh, babe. Ganda.
Para sa'yo talaga yan. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Palitan na kayo ng
Itong singso na ikaw ay singso ko ng aking pagkakal.
Nihaandog ko sa iyo ang aking buong pagmamahal. I now pronounce you as husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride. Pronunciation by ear. Kapag ang tagapagmana ay hindi tinanggap o tinanggihan niya ang kanyang mamanahin na property, Ang property na iyon ay mapupunta sa iba pang mga tagapagmana. Nothing received by the renouncer with respect to inheritance renounce. Hindi tinanggap ng isang tagapagmana ang kanyang mamanahin na property, at ito ay mapupunta sa iba pang tagapagmana at hindi siya subject to inheritance tax dahil wala siyang mamanahin. Kaya kayo naririto ngayong araw dahil may ipinamana sa inyo ang inyong ama. Kinakailangan niyong pirmahan ito. Tanda na na-receive niyo ang inyong mga pamana.
Attorney, sis, nakakaluwag-luwag naman po ako. Pwede ko po ba ibigay sa dalawang kapatid yung ipinamana sa amin?
Pwede. Kaso kinakailangan natin gumawa ng panibagong kasulatan. General renunciation in favor of all heirs. Ang surviving spouse ay nirenounce niya ang share niya sa conjugal property nilang mag-asawa at yung mga shares niya ay mapupunta sa mga heirs niya, which is yung mga anak niya. At yung renunciation ng share ni wife is subject to donor's tax. Renunciation in favor of one or more heirs. Kung yung general renunciation in favor of all heirs ay mapapakinabangan lahat ng tagapagmana, ito naman ay pipili ng tagapagmana o makikinabang ng kanyang property. This is also subject to donor's tax dahil pinili niya kung sino ang makikinabang sa share niya na ginibuop niya.
Magandang hapon po, attorney. Nagbabalik po ulit ako dito para pag-usapan naman po yung property namin ng namayapa kong asawa.
Ano bang nangyari sa inyo?
Bale po, yung property po naming dalawa ng asawa ko po, ipapamana ko na po sa mga anak po namin.
Ganun ba? Kinakailangan ilagay dito yung mga impormasyon ng mga anak mo para mabilis natin maproseso ang inyong mga dokumento.
Sige po.
Political contributions. Lahat ng na-contribute that will help boost the donor's chance of winning sa election ay out of gratuitous o kusang loob lamang ng kanyang mga donor or supporters na walang hinihinging kapalit sa donee.
Mga kababayan, ako si Jefferson Sarmiento Espeña na tumatakbo bilang mayor ng ating lungsod. Ako ay nangangako na lahat ng aking mga pangako ay aking tutuparin. Kaya wag na wag niyong kakalimutan, Kuya Jeff, number 1 sa balota.
Good afternoon, Mayor.
Magandang hapon.
Ito po yung tulong ng organization namin for your campaign.
Ako, maraming salamat po, madam. Laking tulong po ito sa pangangampanya ko ngayong taon.
Kuya Jeff! Kuya Jeff! Kuya Jeff! Kuya Jeff! Number 1! Iboto!
At sa lahat ng excess o sobra na hindi nagamit ng mga funds sa mga nakolekta ng politician or candidate running for election ay magiging subject for income tax. Dahil sa kanya rin mapupunta yung mga sobrang funds after the election or campaign. Contributions to an employee's retirement plan. Ang isang kumpanya ay obligadong bayadan ng pension ang kanyang retired employee at hindi iyon magiging subject to donor's tax.
O tay, kalma lang po tayo. So ngayong araw, naririto po tayo kasi si tatay nagrereklamo patungkol sa pension niya na hindi raw po na ibibigay. Ngayon po, alam po natin, siguro dapat na obligasyon po natin magbigay ng pension kay tatay. Ngayon po, tanong ko po sa inyo, kaya niyo po bang ibigay yung pension ni tatay bilang nararapat naman po yun talaga ibigay sa kanya dahil nagtrabaho po sila sa inyo ng ilang taon po?
Okay po, attorney. Bibigay po namin sa lalong madaling po.
So ngayon, meron akong ginawa ditong kasulatan na kung saan ikaw ay pipirma bilang katunayan na ikaw na yung magbibigay ng pensyon kay tatay buwan-buwan. Ito na po yung katibayan po natin. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat po, attorney.
Hi everyone! I am Jefferson Sarmiento Espena and I'm back with another topic to discuss. Our topic for today is exemption or deductions. Based on my understanding, exemptions was more appropriate to considered as deductions, since these are being subtracted from the gross value of the property donated in order to get the net gift, which was the basis in computation of donor's tax. So here are the following deductibles from the value of the property donated. The first one are gifts made by resident, citizen or alien, and by a non-resident alien. Gifts to the national government or to any of its political subdivisions or to local government or any agencies created by them. The gifts in favor of educational, charitable, religious, cultural, and social welfare institutions, etc., that are subject to 30% rule, where not more than 30% of such donations are used for administrative purposes. These are gifts that are exempted from donor's tax. But in computing donor's tax, these donations to those agencies in government organizations should still be added to the gross gift, but later deducted in the deduction. The logic or reason for that is that we need to declare the correct amount of donations. The second one is a specific exemption of 250,000 pesos. Sinasabi lang dito na kapag more than 250,000 pesos ang net gifts mo, ikaw ay responsible na magbayad ng donor's tax. While on the other hand, kapag 250,000 pesos sakto or mas mababa ang net gifts mo, ikaw ay exempted sa pagbabayad ng donor's tax. Ano nga ba ang donor's tax at sino nga ba ang dapat na magbayad nito? Ang donor's tax ay ang 6% of the value ng property na ibinigay, which is dapat bayaran on each calendar year. Also, the donor itself or yung mismong nag-donate ang responsible na magbayad ng donor's tax. And lastly, was gifts with assumed liability. Dito na papasok ang net gifts. Ano nga ba ang net gifts? Based sa sinabi ko kanina, ang net gifts ay nakukuha after you made some deductions sa value ng gross estate mo. For example, you received a mortgage property. You as a donee ay mauubligang magbayad ng mortgage liability. And in order to get the net gift of the property that was given, kailangan mong ibawas ang assumed mortgage amount to the fair market value. That's it for today. Thank you and goodbye. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hi everyone, it's me again, Jefferson Sarmiento Espena, and I'm back with another topic for today. Our topic for today is valuation. Valuation is a process of putting a price on a property. Personal property. The value of the gift depends on the time when the gift was given. For example, if the gift was a brand new car and it cost 1 million pesos, then the fair market value of the car is 1 million pesos. While on the other hand, if the gift was a second-hand car, then the fair market value of the car decreases. Real property. Fair market value is fixed by the provincial and city assessors and was also determined by the commissioner. Whichever fair market value is the highest, then that would be considered as the fair market value of the gift that was given. Cash. If the gift was in cash, then obviously, the value of the gift was the same with the amount of the cash given. That is for today. Thank you and goodbye. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Let us now proceed to return, payment, and sanctions. Let us first define donor's tax once again. Donor's tax is a tax imposed on the transfer of property as a donation or gift given for free between two or more persons living at the time of transfer. If you are planning to transfer or donate a property by gift, you are responsible for filing and paying donor's tax return. Any individual or person who makes a transfer by gift, except those which under the tax code exempt from tax, shall, for the purpose of the said tax, make donor's tax return under oath in duplicate. So, what are the contents of donor's tax return? The following are the contents. The first one is the gift made during the calendar year to be included in computing net gifts. The deductions claimed and allowable. Any previous net gifts made during the same calendar year. The name of the donee. And lastly, the information required by regulations made pursuant to law. When and where to file donor's tax return. It shall be filed within 30 days after the date the gift is made. The return shall be filed with any authorized agent bank, revenue collection officer, or authorized treasurer of the municipality. If gifts are made by a non-resident alien, the return may be filed with RDO 39, or with the Philippines Embassy. Take note that the time for payment is mandatory and a notice of assessment or demand is unnecessary before any gift tax must be paid. And since the gift tax is now payable within 30 days after the date the gift is made and the return is already filed, the filing of a notice of donation is no longer required. And by the way, notice of donation indicates the nature, amount, the details of the donee, and the purpose of donation. If you are a donor who's engaged in business, you shall give a notice of donation on every donation worth at least 50,000 pesos to the Revenue District Office within 30 days in order to be exempted from donor's tax and to claim full deduction of the donation given to qualified donee institutions. The certificate of donation shall be attached to the said notice of donation, stating that not more than 30% of the said donation or gifts for the taxable year shall be used by such accredited non-stock, non-profit corporation.
How can I assure that my taxes on the transfer of my property have been paid and secured? Is the transfer of the ownership has been registered?
The transfer of real and personal properties in the Philippines will not be registered to the donee or new owner without electronic certificate authorizing registration. This stands as a proof that the taxes incurred to the transfer of property have already been paid. The ICAR shall be issued by the RDO or Revenue District Office where the unit was processed and shall cover all properties by the donor, wherever situated. Here are the documents required for filing electronic certificate authorizing registration for donor's tax. Notarized deed of donation, tin of donor and donee. Proof of claim tax credit, if applicable. Duly notarized special power of attorney for the transacting party if the latter is not one of the parties to the deed of donation. Official receipt or deposit slip and duly validated return as proof of payment. Copy of tax debit memo used as payment, if applicable. And lastly, for personal properties, proof of valuation of shares of stock at the time of donation. Proof of valuation of other types of personal properties. Proof of claimed deductions. Certificate of deposit, investment, indebtedness, stocks for donated cash or securities. Certificate of registration of motor vehicle. The following are the other additional requirements, if applicable.
Just remember, the term donor's tax indicates that it is a tax on the donor and not on the donee. The tax is levied on the transfer by the donor, who is the one required to accomplish and file a donor's tax return, to pay the tax, and accomplish the required documents. That is all, and I hope you learn many things today about donor's tax. Thank you.
Ganun lang pala yung report namin. Madali lang pala.